Welcome to the deep dive. This week, we're jumping straight into La Liga, match day 32, specifically.
Yeah, and what a weekend it was.
Right. Just when you think things are settling down, La Liga throws a few surprises at you. So we've looked through all the action, and we're going to focus on the results that, really matter, what they mean, without getting lost in absolutely every detail.
Exactly. We've got the review of Match Day 32 right here, and the idea is to give everyone listening a really clear picture of the key outcomes.
And the impact they've had, quick and sharp.
That's the plan. You're fast track to knowing the big stories from the weekend.
Okay, let's kick things off. Espanyol versus Getafe finished 1-0. Felt like a really significant result, even with just one goal.
Oh, absolutely. That single goal is just huge for Espanyol's chances of staying up. The review really points out their defensive strength.
They were solid at the back.
Incredibly solid. Very disciplined, didn't give Getafe much wrong at all.
Yeah.
And that goal...
Came in the second half, right?
Yeah, and it came from, well, a Getafe mistake. A defensive error. It shows, doesn't it?
Down at the bottom, those mistakes are critical.
Magnified.
Yeah.
Every single one. Getafe, meanwhile, they really need to find some more bite up front.
Okay, moving on. Rayo Vallecano and Valencia. That ended 1-1. Sounds like a fairly balanced game.
It does, yeah. The notes say Rayo started well, got that early goal, showed some good attacking intent.
But Valencia hit back.
They did. With what's described here as a brilliant solo effort. You know, one of those moments of real individual magic.
Those can turn a game on its head.
Absolutely. And apparently, both teams had chances to win it later on.
So maybe a fair result in the end, but probably left both feeling they could have had more.
I'd say so. A point isn't bad, but 3 would have been better for both, really.
Right, now for the big ones score-wise. Barcelona 4, Celta Vigo 3. Wow. That must have been quite the spectacle.
Oh, definitely. The review calls it the most thrilling encounter of the weekend, and you can see why.
Barcelona's attack must have been flying.
Exceptional is the word used here. Their star players really clicking. But, credit to Celta Vigo, too.
Scoring 3 goals at the Camp Nou or wherever they play now. That's impressive.
It really is. Shows they've got guts and some serious attacking threat themselves. They fought hard.
But Barca got the winner late on. How important is that for them?
Oh, it's absolutely vital. You get to this stage, every single point feels like gold dust. A late winner like that. Huge boost.
Psychologically massive, I bet.
Definitely. Celtic can hold their heads high, no doubt. But those 3 points keep Barcelona right in the thick of the title chase.
Okay, let's shift focus completely. Mallorca and Leganés. 0-0. Not quite the same level of excitement, perhaps.
Well, sometimes these nil-nils tell their own story, don't they?
True. What was the story here? Defense is on top.
Very much so. The review says defense is dominated. It sounds like it was a real battle in midfield, very tactical.
Hard to create chances.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Mallorca's defense gets a specific mention. They did a great job shutting down Leganés' attacks. That's a big positive for them.
And Leganés. Disappointed.
Probably. Especially if they had more of the ball, which the notes suggest they did. They just couldn't find that killer pass, that breakthrough.
Okay, then we had what's being called a big surprise. Las Palmas 1, Atletico Madrid 0.
Yeah, this one definitely raised some eyebrows.
What happened? Did Las Palmas just play incredibly well, or did Atletico have an off day?
It sounds like a bit of both, maybe. Las Palmas were really disciplined, determined, very organized at the back.
And quick on the break.
Exactly. Quick counters. And the goal itself apparently came from a rare slip-up by the Atletico defense.
It's not like them usually.
Not at all. So, yeah, maybe a lapse in focus, maybe they underestimated Las Palmas, whatever it was. The massive, massive result for Las Palmas.
Huge boost for their survival hopes.
Absolutely.
And for Atletico.
A real blow to their top 4 ambitions, surely.
Oh, definitely. Dropping points like this in games you'd expect them to win. That really hurts when the race for those Champions League spots is so tight.
They'll need to bounce back quickly from that. No doubt about it. Yeah. They need to figure out what went wrong and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Okay, another goal fest. Valladolid 2, Osasuna 3. Sounds like another entertaining one.
Yeah, the review calls it a thrilling affair. Lots of attacking football on show.
How did it play out?
Well, Valladolid actually took the lead early on, but Osasuna hit back fast. Scored 2 quite quickly to go ahead.
So back and forth.
Exactly. Then Valladolid equalized, setting things up for a tense finish.
And Osasuna nicked it late.
They did. Got that late winner, shows good character, good resilience from them. That'll really help their push for a top half finish.
But for Valladolid, conceding 3 at home, bit worrying.
Yeah, defensively, they'll need to look at that. You can't be letting in 3 goals at home too often.
Okay, another draw now. Villarreal 2, Real Sociedad 2. Sounds like another cracker.
It really does. The notes highlight the attacking quality from both teams. You had goals from all over.
Like what?
A set piece for Villarreal early on. Then Real Sociedad answer with a stunner from long range, apparently. Then Villarreal get back in front through counterattack. Only for Real Sociedad to level it up late on.
So really evenly matched then.
It seems so. Proper end-to-end stuff. A point each is probably fair and, importantly, keeps both of them in the hunt for those European spots. Valuable point.
Sevilla and Alaves also drew 1-1. What stood out in that game?
Well, the review mentions the competitive spirit.
Yeah.
Both sides really up for it.
How did the goals come?
Sevilla scored first, a header from a corner. Classic Route 1, almost.
Yeah.
But then Alaves hit back with a really powerful strike from outside the area.
Sometimes you just can't stop those.
Exactly. After that, it sounds like it became quite intense in midfield, lots of battles, solid defending from both teams.
Neither can find a winner.
Nope. It stayed 1-1. So, shared points, keeps Sevilla near the top 4 mix, and Alaves, well, they'll be pretty happy with a point away from home. Shows their resilience.
Right. On to the league leaders. Real Madrid hosted Athletic Club. Clinched it 1-0. Sounds tight.
Yeah, described as a hard-fought victory. Definitely wasn't easy for Madrid.
Athletic Club always make it tough, don't they?
They do. Very well organized, strong defensively. The review says it was a tightly contested affair.
So how did Madrid break through?
A moment of brilliance, apparently.
Yeah.
From their star forward. Just that bit of extra quality, a precise finish.
That's often the difference in these games.
It really is. Individual quality unlocking a tight defense. Athletic apparently had their chances too, so they'll feel a bit unlucky maybe.
But for Real Madrid, another win. Crucial.
Hugely crucial.
Yeah.
Ticking off the games, maintaining that gap at the top. Very important 3 points for their title charge.
And finally, Girona versus Real Betis. A 3-1 win for Betis. Sounds more comfortable.
Yeah, the review suggests a pretty convincing win for Betis. They showed attacking flair, and crucially, they were clinical.
Took their chances well.
Seems so. Girona did get one back, made a game of it for a bit perhaps.
But Betis were too strong.
Yeah, the notes say the relentless pressure was just too much in the end. They sealed it with a late goal too.
Good win for their European hopes then.
A really significant boost for Betis, yes. Keeps them right in that fight. For Girona, though.
Need to tighten up at the back.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Conceding 3 suggests some defensive vulnerabilities they'll need to sort out.
Okay, so let's pull back and look at the whole weekend. Matchday 32. What are the main takeaways for you?
Well, the review really sums it up well. We saw some genuinely thrilling games, didn't we? Loads of goals in some matches.
And some big surprises, too. Las Palmas beating Atletico stands out.
Definitely the biggest shock.
Yeah.
And lots of close draws, too, which just highlights how competitive this league is, top to bottom.
Yeah, you can't take any game for granted.
Not at all. And all these results, they're shaking things up. The title race, the scramble for Europe, that intense fight to avoid relegation. Everything feels tighter now.
Okay, so after processing all of that, all the twists and turns, here's something for everyone listening to chew on. Looking ahead to Matchday 33. Considering the momentum shifts we've just talked about, the pressure building on certain teams, those surprise results, which single game coming up next weekend do you think will have the biggest impact on how things finally shake out? And importantly, why that game?
Ooh, good question to ponder. Lots of potential candidates there.
Indeed. Something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into La Liga.